everybody out there. Welcome to this presentation on the Research Master Linguistics at Leiden University. My name is Klaartje Leeveld. I'm the chair of the program, and I'm a very new chair to the program. I brought with me two students in the program, Isaac and Meerte. The three of us will try to convince you to come to Leiden for this beautiful program. Yeah, so the Research Master in Linguistics in Leiden has a theme. The theme is language diversity. It's a really research-based program, of course, otherwise it wouldn't be a Research Master. And it's taught by experts from the Leiden University Center for Linguistics. And this Center for Linguistics studies linguistics in a very, very broad sense. And the program, the Research Master, reflects this wide range of expertise that we have. Yeah, so within our institute, there are many, many different linguistic subdisciplines. So there are people who are really very experienced in descriptive linguistics, writing grammars of as yet undescribed languages, historical linguists, theoretical linguists, psycho and neurolinguists, social linguists, pragmatic, computational linguists, and applied linguists. So there's just a lot of expertise there, but not only in different areas of linguistics, also in different languages. So experts on languages from Africa, from Indian America, from South and Central Asia, and so on, and so on. Another nice aspect of research in Leiden is that there's a lot of interdisciplinary research. So there are researchers who work with psycholinguists, people from psychology, and people from biology even, and medical researchers. So there's just a lot of possibilities here. So that's why Leiden might be a very, very good opportunity for you. Yeah, so there's no other program where you can study so many different languages. There's really no other program where you can study linguistics from so many different angles and perspectives. And there's a lot of flexibility, so you can really choose your own path and pick your own courses. So that human diversity is the theme. And yeah, just because diversity is such a striking feature of human beings. So as Stephen Levinson said, well, there's no other animal on the planet, as far as we know, which has such myriad variants of form and meaning at every level in its communication system. And in Leiden, we study a lot of that variation and diversity. If you want to get into the Research Master Program, of course you have to be admitted, and there are some general requirements. So you need a bachelor degrees in either linguistics or a language and culture program, maybe also a psychology program or something that is kind of external to humanities, but at least you need to have 30 EC in linguistics courses, and of which 20 EC are core linguistic courses like in phonology, syntax, morphology. Then you need a quite high level of English proficiency. The program is taught in English. You have to be able to communicate in class, and you have to write in English. So that's why we really require these high levels of English. Also, you need to have quite high grades in your previous education. Of course, you need to have affinity with the research field, and you should be able to motivate why you really want to do a research master in linguistics. Well, but when you're there, here's the program for you. The structure is yeah, maybe a little complicated, but I'll try to talk you through it. It's 120 credits, which means that it's a 2-year program. There is 20 EC in core courses, and we will get to these courses later. You have to take 10 EC at least in topics courses. Those are research master specific courses. Then there is 10 EC in courses that you can do and take from the more general linguistic school in the Netherlands, LOT. And then there is a lot of free EC that you can take in electives. We will talk about the choices that you can make. And then finally, you write a big thesis worth 30 EC. So that's about it. Did I miss anything on this, the program structure? Okay, so let's look a little bit more into these different aspects. So the research master actually starts, or kind of starts, but this is an obligatory course. It's the core course, and everybody is in that course, so that is also nice to form a community. And it's called the Samples of Linguistic Structure. And this course is taught by different instructors, and they are all specialized in a different language family. So there are examples of, so you will be discussing examples of languages from South America, from East Africa, from China, and from Malaysia, Austronesian languages. And well, maybe one of you can say a little bit more about this course, because you've both already taken it. Not you, but Mirte has.
Yeah, I've taken the course. So yeah, last year we had 5 different instructors, so 5 different languages, and they were all languages you probably have not heard about unless you are very interested in a specific language family. So we even had an instructor coming from Canada, so that was really interesting. And in the course you get 2 exercises per block, so per language, in which you have to get hands-on experience with looking into such a language. And these languages have very different features than what you might be used to. So that's really nice. And the other assignment is usually more like an academic essay or something like that. So it's really it's a lot in only 10 ECs to do 5 different blocks, but it's really interesting.
A deep dive into linguistics and linguistic diversity. Yeah. So this is the core course. Then there are topics courses. So these are courses specific for research master students. And they are, there's a topics A course, a topics B, topics C, topics D, and they are different courses every year. Some courses are like 1 year the course is presented, the next year it's a different course, and in the 3rd year it appears again. These courses really expand your linguistic horizons. Yeah, there's always a lot of discussion and engagement in the classes, and yeah. So, for example, this year's one of the topics courses is on sign language, and I don't know what courses have you already taken? Any of the topics courses?
This year I took the topics A, which was information structure
Yeah.
by Dr. van der Wal.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
so that was, I think it was her first time teaching it in like a few years. So it's, a lot of these things are really rotating. It just happens to be what the individual professor is really, really interested in. And I mean, if you, it's always different. So if you don't see anything that appeals one particular semester, then, you know, the next one there's different ones, and then the next year there's different ones. And so it's always something.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah. And do you have any?
I followed actually 2 last year, and I'm following another this year. So this year I'm following the academic skills for linguists. So we're really focusing on how to present, how to write an abstract, stuff like that. And last year I was doing a statistics topics course and also experimental pragmatics. So a lot of variation there.
Yeah. So if you look at the website, the e-guide, you see these topics, but be aware that they can be different next year. So we only know about the new program. So the new program is published around May. So take another look in May then. And then there is a lot of new things going on in the Research Master. So we have our Dutch research school on linguistics, and we teamed up with the Dutch linguistics school, and they organize a 2-week course every summer and every winter, which is a 2-week course actually meant for PhD students. However, we can also send our Research Master students to these courses, and they are really, really interesting. So they are 2-week courses. There's always 18 different courses within these in these 2 weeks, with 9 people from the Netherlands, linguists who live in the Netherlands, but also 9 international teachers. So it's a really good opportunity to get to know a lot of different linguists, and also a lot of different linguistic students, because you get to know students from other university cities. Yeah, and then there's a special program for Research Master students in the winter school in week 1. So yeah, so that is a really, really nice development. Did you take one of those courses already?
Not yet.
Not yet, this winter. Okay. Then another new thing that is in the program is the so-called mobility program. LOT, L-O-T, stands for this National Research School in Linguistics. The mobility program entails that you can take courses, research master courses, from other universities. So in any of the other university cities that offer a research master program in linguistics. And that means that you can, yeah, even expand your linguistic diversity even more, because even though Leiden has a very, very broad program, there might be some topics that are not available in Leiden, but are available in Utrecht or Nijmegen or Groningen. So I think you were now organizing something.
Yeah.
And what was it?
I applied for a course at Utrecht. It's called Language and Speech Pathology. So
Speech?
yeah. So I'm really excited. I hope everything works out. But it was quite easy to arrange everything. You just have to email some people. It's all explained on the LOT site.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and speech pathology indeed is something that we don't have in Leiden, so it's really nice that now you do have access to such courses. And you have to wait, or can you already start?
I think I could. I'm still at this point,
Yeah.
I'm fresh enough in that I'm still content with just what's taught at Leiden specifically, but there are some individual focused languages that are focused on in some other universities, like Georgian, for example,
Okay.
that I'm actually quite curious about if I could do stuff elsewhere.
Yeah, nice. And so we also will get in visitors, visiting research master students from other universities, which is really nice. Then there's another thing that is added to the program. Again, it's from the National Research School. It's called lab rotations. So here you can really get individual research experience in a lab or a research group at another university. And travel costs are covered, so that won't prevent you, or that won't be an obstacle for you to travel to Utrecht or Nijmegen. And there are a lot of interesting labs that you can visit. So you did one, Meerte. So what did you do?
Yeah, so last year I did a lab rotation in Groningen. So it's not around the corner, but because of COVID and all, we are also used to doing stuff online. So I saw a research group that I was really interested in. So I just sent an email and we arranged something. And most of the, it's kind of like a really small internship, and you can just shape it together with the person of the research group you have contact with. So I did most of my lab rotation online and then visited Groningen a few times in a row. So I didn't have to travel back and forth all the time. So it was really nice to also see research groups outside of Leiden. So yeah, I can really recommend it.
And what was the topic? What was the research group about?
Yeah, it's the specific researcher is really focused on pronouns and how people reference. So we did a little experiment with letting people tell short narratives, and then we were looking at how they were referencing to specific people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So that's a nice new feature in the program. And well, talking about labs, at our institute we have a lot of labs ourselves that are open to research master students. So we have an EEG lab, we have a baby lab, and we have an eye tracking lab and a behavioral lab. So there's a lot of possibilities to do experimental research in the program and get really hands-on experience with working in a lab. So you don't even need to travel that far to get experience with labs. Yeah, the other thing is that so there are all these research master specific courses that you can take, but the research master is very closely linked to the master in linguistics, and the master program offers around 50 different courses, and we have grouped them in the themes that you see here: applied linguistics, comparative Indo-European linguistics, computational linguistics, language and interaction, language documentation and description, language processing and cognition, and theoretical linguistics. So there is just a lot to choose from, and yeah, we organized those 50 courses a little bit around these themes that you see here to help you see through, make the program more transparent and see what kind of topics there are. So there's just, and for your electives, you can choose any of these 50 courses, and sometimes you can get extra credits, or you for research masters, and then they can also really count towards your specific ECs that you have to get. So did you do any courses for extra credit?
I'm currently working on advanced phonology and getting that counted up, but I have to take the second part still.
Yeah. And did you get any? Yeah.
Yeah, I did a course in second language acquisition, and I did the extra credits, so you have to write a little more than the other students have to do. Mm-hmm. So it's really more fitted towards a research master program.
Yeah. So so there is just a very, very broad range of possibilities. Lots of freedom also to make your own program and to follow your own interests. Yeah, so why did you choose for Leiden?
Well, I actually came here for my bachelor's. I'm originally from the United States, and I really liked the diversity of courses offered by the bachelor. And then by the time I was here, after 3 years of that, I looked at sort of the research master at Leiden and realized, well, I knew I liked doing research, specifically fieldwork-based stuff, which I got to do as my bachelor, and I thought that the research master gave me opportunity to continue that, as well as sort of continue the relationships that I had built with the faculty here, and also had enough flexibility that I could really tailor the program itself to my own interest, which was something I liked about the bachelor's, and I got to do it more.
Yeah. Yes. And what about you, Meerte?
Yeah, so I mainly chose Leiden because partly because of the it's just really cozy. Everything is cozy. The city is cozy, but the university feels that way as well. And also because I have a lot of different interests, as you might have already noticed. And this program really gave me the opportunity to include everything I liked, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you already have any plans for what to do after your master's?
Well, I would like to actually become a professional linguist. I really like doing field linguistics and language documentation. So I think after this, I'm going to probably look into PhD positions that would allow me the opportunity to do that, possibly in like southern part of Africa, or also maybe in the Caucasus, depending on what's available.
Yeah. And you too? Are you?
Yeah. So a PhD position is something I'm kind of. It's definitely a possibility, but I'm not sure. So this year I'm also really focused on just looking at all different sides of linguistics, but also education. And I really like the language Dutch. So yeah, I'm just figuring it out still. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any tips for prospective students how to, I don't know, how to get in is a little bit difficult maybe because it depends on your, how to go about the program? How is it some, workload wise or?
I have not found it, a dramatic increase from anything in like the third year of my BA. I would say it's more, but it's proportional to what you would expect in the next higher level of academics. I would say just, take advantage of opportunities that arise. All of the teachers who you'll have are experts in their field, so they really know what they're talking about. And if you are doing something in a class and you find it really interesting, take the initiative and talk to the professor more about it and say that you're interested in it, because they can go far more than what they're teaching you. It's just,
Yeah, you have to ask for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you, Meerte?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And also, as we've shown you, there are so many possibilities to follow courses at other universities, or create your own internship, or do a project with a professor. So don't just sit around and wait. Go explore and do everything you like. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So there's a lot of things to do within linguistics, but there are also some nice, extracurricular activities. So there's a LUCL colloquium where either guests or people from our own institute will come and present talks. There's a lot of lecture series, and we really advise students also to go to these lecture series. For example, the social linguistics lecture series, a comparative syntax lecture series, and the language brain and cognition lecture series. It's really nice to see good researchers from all around the world who come and give presentations. There are international conferences. Sometimes they come to Leiden, and then we really try to involve research master students. And finally, it says TIST, but it should be TWST. The TWIST Student Association is a very active student association within linguistics. They organize a lot of activities, almost weekly. So really, also if you come to Leiden from a different city or a different country, you will not be alone, or there's no need to feel lonely, because there is this student association that can really help you finding new friends here. Are you members of the
I was on
TWIST?
the board.
Oh, you were on the board even.
For
yeah.
2 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can,
I can vouch for them.
Yeah. Is there any other thing? Well, jobs. Do you find jobs? Yes, you do. Actually, linguists are are very well received by employers. They like linguists a lot because they have a very analytical mind. So they get jobs in all kinds of different areas. I think that our research master students, well, most of them probably go on and do a PhD. Yeah, so and they're successful in that. They end up in all kinds of PhD programs, both within the Netherlands and in the USA or wherever. So that's another possibility. If you want to if you think about maybe not doing a PhD but finding a job in somewhere out there in society, then a very good idea is to try and do an internship outside of the university. So one of the electives, the elective space that you have, you can fill it with an internship outside of the university. And there's a career service that can help you find an internship at some company, for example. So that is also a very good preparation for a career after your research master.